wax on. Wax also on.
Yeah, you don't want to take the wax off. That's just seems inefficient. Hey, you're in the tavern. You're planning what to do. Basically forever. I don't even remember. Oh, Gilwyn's going up to perform in the goth bar. All right, yes. I remember now. Sorry, I disconnected my brain for a bit to put more processing power into looking so good.
This isn't Wednesday morning anymore. Your external processor is not in this game.
Says you.
For someone who's got a +10 performance mod, you are crap at performance rolls.
I know.
Hold on. Can we get him like an advantage on this roll by like? Do you have like magic or something to help you out?
Everything okay?
One moment. Something's rumbling. I want to be right back real quick.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I'll leave you audio on.
That you can use.
That's just the abyss slowly making its way towards your house.
I was just going to say, that's just
Sorry,
the
Dan.
inevitable death wall that, like, I don't know, Russia has America's nuked Russia or something, and that's just like...
Jesus, that's a big nuke. If you can feel it now. And besides, if that happened, there'd be tweets about it.
On stilts.
That didn't sound like no wind. All right, I'm back.
So, is there no way for you to get advantage on performance checks? You don't have anything to give yourself like a good old boop, you know, like a little boop.
It's
I guess I
roll badly.
Can you give yourself inspiration?
I mean, I inspire myself every day. I just take my shirt off and go, damn.
I think at like high levels you can pop an inspiration die into one of your ability checks, but not right now. I could use luck, but I'm not going to.
Awesome.
All right, perfect.
It's the rumbling.
The atmosphere isn't working for you.
No.
Yeah, you go up and perform, but yeah, that's the thing. You are not used to... Gilwyn has some sad songs. But even then, it's not this kind of sad. These people aren't actually sad. They're just kind of like...
Mopey
hipsters. So, yeah, it doesn't really hit. It's not unpleasant, and no one complains or anything. But it's not like you're making money hand over fist or anything. No, you're not even getting like tips or anything. These are students. They aren't tipping.
Damn.
They ain't tipping their musician.
We can go elsewhere. This is just the closest tavern to us. Castilian is a wonderfully varied place.
Could we go somewhere a little less drab?
Oh, sure.
Whatever do you mean?
Actually, Ollie, I just want to shout out a joke. See if I make anyone laugh.
Go ahead.
Place. How do you think the unthinkable? With an ice bag.
That doesn't even make sense in the context of it not being Earth.
It was the best joke I thought of. Give me my performance roll.
Yeah, give me a performance roll, but like disadvantage for sure, because it doesn't make sense. But maybe if you just say it loud and proud, people will laugh anyway. For some reason, they think it's funny.
Stop trying to be a singing bard and become a comedian.
It's true.
Of non-applicable bad jokes.
Oh. Yeah, you get quite a lot of laughter actually. You get like a lot of laughter, and someone goes like, "Tell us another."
How do you find Will Smith when it's snowing?
Are you deliberately going for the ones that make the least sense?
Look for the Fresh Prince.
I'm not even letting you roll for that one. The crowd is just confused. Just what's the one? Is it a Prince of Smiths?
Gilwyn, I
Is this a dwarven
don't quite
thing?
understand the joke.
There's plenty of D&D jokes around.
Whoa!
I didn't want to
Double
Google them.
19s.
Why don't rogues have extra languages?
Because thieves can't. It's because thieves can't. That was on the D&D Reddit today.
Yeah, but I more pay attention to there's a Reddit called D&D dad jokes, which is
yes, there's that as well. Yeah.
which is the good shit.
I don't do any of those.
Wizards can trip, thieves can't.
Yeah.
That's just a little.
They exist, Dean. Your homework.
I didn't
Jarviskjir
want to
applicable
Google them.
jokes.
I wanted them to be.
No, I want you to
Google.
come up with some Jarviskjir jokes. That's your homework.
Oh, okay then.
Busy boy.
I'll-
jokes that
Can't
does.
warlocks have babies? Because they have Halloweeners.
What?
Why can't warlocks have babies?
No, I heard every word.
Don't repeat it.
It's my favorites from like middle school.
Yeah, it sounds like a middle school joke. Anyway, yeah, you're going to leave. Where are you going?
I'll let Amelia guide us to a much nicer place
I will go to a nicer place. And
where the patrons
I
don't
feel-
look like what Scott just did.
Is there like, there actually might be like a bardic like college for all I know.
The College of Illusions is the College of Bards.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Closer. We go there.
That makes sense.
That's like a long.
It's a
That'd
bit of
be-
a long track.
That'd be an
but
investment of time. You can do it though.
Honestly, it's where we're going anyway.
Yeah. I just think we should 2 loaves. Yeah, this bread here is really good. 2 loaves.
Yeah, sure,
It is.
If you're paying.
Here's a fucking copper. Give me my bread.
Oh, that's well, actually, probably. Yeah, if you're all cool with it, you can head off to the College of Illusions.
I'm like so white.
Yeah, sure.
You've had like really weird color balance today, but that's just the
I
thing with
know.
Wednesdays. We don't get chances to change our cameras, and yet they're working for 9 hours, and the sun moves. So.
I'm like all over the place.
Awesome. So basically, you end up going from the sort of the south edge of the city very slowly into sort of the east sort of northern side, and going much higher up. The College of Necromancy is actually quite low down. You go up over quite a lot of walkways and things as you go. And actually, while you're traveling, you see a sight that Amelia probably wouldn't even flinch at. But while you're traveling, actually a masked individual swoops by above you with a bow, with a sort of an arrow, a grappling arrow, sort of like he's falling in front of you, shoots an arrow with a rope attached. It attaches to a building, and they sort of swing off. And you see them.
Are you
sort of
talking like
swing
Batman style with like a grappling hook
Batman
with a bow?
style.
Does this person seem like they are a danger to Gilwyn?
No.
Okay.
Melody's hand goes to a spear anyway, just for the.
It's like this is like above you, but yeah,
Yeah, it's just.
you'd be spooked.
I am freaked out because I'm not used to having anything above me but rock, let
I
alone
didn't
something
think
like
about that, but you're right. Yeah, Mr. I'm scared of the stars would be scared
Yeah.
for sure.
So we've triggered his PTSD twice now.
Oh, you know, it's just what I live for
In
is
one
to make
session.
Scott's characters suffer.
I need to get him a parasol.
And like if a couple of people around on the street you're on, like jump, then they're like, ah, woo! They kind of like cheer.
Is that a performance?
No, not quite. In a way, I suppose, but they are the guards of Bastilion.
The guards.
They're like the elite guards, like SWAT team.
Are they also tiefling?
Most people here are, yes.
Huh. They must be pretty light to throw your weight and have it swing like that without even showing effort.
They're very good at what they do.
I kind of want to give it a try. I'm like looking around. It's like,
I don't think they would let you.
are there rules against it?
Yes.
Huh. I was just kind of like, I'll walk off, but because I obviously know stone and stuff, I'm like staring at like the stone structures and how much damage is done to them from these
You
arrows
actually
piercing
see,
into
yeah,
all the time.
like from the one that he like let go as he fell. It's just like a rope hanging, with a grappling arrow just sort of hanging there.
Until somebody comes over and goes, mine.
Yeah. The system works. Welcome to Bastilion.
Welcome, commoners.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow. And you keep going, and there's a couple more like sort of semi-weird sights that the others might find a bit strange. Like there would definitely be at least one time, because it's getting kind of later by the time you get there, like you were having lunch at like 2-ish, so it's sort of around 6-ish as you're getting there. But like you pass like an actual jester-like performer, just performing with like magic, like prestidigitation, just like sparks of magic, and sort of entertaining a group of children who are unattended. Who cares? Like just a blatant and flagrant use of magic. As you're getting up to the College of Illusions, like there's a sort of, most of the colleges, most buildings have sort of a ring around of like an outer grounds. As you're sort of going up the steps to them, literally like a couple of steps before you, someone like teleports, like, and then like walks inside. And like no one really is that surprised. Of course, like when something like that happens, there's like the instinctual like, huh, but like people aren't like, oh, magic. No, it's considered a lot more casual. The College of Illusion looks beautiful from the outside. It's got these high, almost fairy tale like towers. A lot of them having this lime green band. The Gilwin, you're now like, actually, all of you look at Kia and are like, that's the same color. And then you see people in that uniform. It's the same sort of color. Though there's a large wall, and the wall is beautiful. And you can actually tell from inside the wall is the spire, but also like a sort of park, like a large green area. But the gate, there's actually a gate here. And as you're trying to go in, it's like one side of the iron gate is closed, the other side is like slightly open. But one of them, members of the college sort of steps up and just like, what are your dealings with the College of Illusions today?
Did you receive a letter? I assume maybe just under an hour ago now.
We receive thousands of letters every hour.
Yeah.
Not me personally, the college.
Well, you see, my friend here is a bard, and he was hoping to perform at your tavern.
Oh. They kind of look like over him, like they kind of like they were in like guard mode, but then they're like, oh, a performer. And actually, you noticed that one of them has like actually a lute hanging from his belt in a kind of like precarious way. You're a performer. You've come to perform here.
Among many other things, yeah. I'd like to give it a go.
At the ball.
I tend to Amelia, like, is this a bigger thing than I thought it was?
Ollie, is it like an actual ball, or is it like the name of a tavern?
Give me a history roll. History, not a histy.
History roll.
Give me a history roll. That sounds just wrong. No. Delete it. Sounds right. They train bards. They would have balls. You actually know because like important people you've talked to, like archmages of your college, talk about the balls here. Like they're the best.
I would kind of give Gilwin.
Are you laughing at me saying like... balls, Gilwin? Really? Children.
Yes, Gilwin. At the ball. Like obviously being a little bit deceptive, but like trying to get him to go along with it because he's better at it than I am.
Ball. Okay.
Yeah.
Scott.
What's Scott doing?
Scott's apparently nothing, but his picture of the frog with the beard just popped up over Erin's face as I was watching a talk. Just a giant frog popped up.
That's not happening.
Sorry, I thought you reposted it.
You say it as like, well, do you have your paperwork? Your writ of performance?
No.
He's from out of town.
He's a wannabe performer. No, you're going to need to get permission.
Oh, you don't know who he is? He's... Never mind.
No. Haven.
Exactly.
Never mind.
Haven. This one time. Go crazy.
This is Gilwin Gallagher. He's son of the... I can't remember the father's name.
Human harp, Hendry Gallagher.
Hendry Gallagher, the human harp.
Give me a persuasion roll, Mr. Scott.
And actually, before I roll my persuasion roll, I'm literally going to fumble through and pull up my documentation showing that I am actually the employee of his father. And say, I was employed by his father to keep him safe at all points in time. See, here's his mark and seal. So do I,
no, you don't get advantage, but it is convincing. I'm not going to give you it. You can't give advantage like you given history rolls on butter. You got to give advantage in special occasions.
This is a special occasion?
No!
I have proof.
Sorry.
Oh, I rolled the wrong button.
Oh, that's a shame, because that's a good dice. Oh, if only this was a performance.
Well, we've got the same mods.
Yeah.
Dean, you having a little bit of trouble?
It keeps turning off, and I don't know why.
He gets kicked out, and Aaron's having a headset up. This is terrible.
What is going on today?
I think I should get advantage. This is
No! You don't get an advantage because the stream is turning into a train wreck.
Look, I fixed it.
No, you don't.
He's back.
You do that and you show the paperwork and they're like, okay, great. Well, why don't you tell that to one of the archmages and perhaps you'll be able to get in before the ball tomorrow night.
Okay.
You won't be allowed in to talk to them unless you have other business. We don't just let in every performer who wants to perform at the ball. Could you imagine the rabble we'd let in if we did that?
Well, I do actually have business.
Oh, really now?
Yeah, I pull out the key, and I show him the colour.
Well, the color is the hue, right? Like when you cast detect magic.
No. It's on the key.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
This, I believe, is an artifact from your college, and it was in the possession of my father, Henry Gallagher, by the way. And I was going to inquire about it with the archmages.
They look to each other, and they sort of like it's a confused look. It's kind of hard to read, especially because tieflings just sort of have sort of different expressions and different culture. And one of them's like nods and's like, all right, keep your party on a tight chain, and goes to walk you through. Only through the park very briefly, but it is a beautiful green space and place this cold, which by all rights should not be here. And you see magical warding stones sort of keeping everything going. And then inside to the sort of the main foyer, which is just so much grander than the College of Necromancy. It's like a huge vaulted high thing where you can see sort of the occasional like balcony from other rooms around. But it's still only the foyer. And you can see that there's like they're clearly preparing for something. They're like cleaning with magic, of course. You wouldn't use your hands. There's like they're wheeling a lot of things into the other room. There's literally a piano, like a grand piano, is being wheeled through one chamber to another. You've probably not seen one for a long time. They go to the desks, the front desks, and this person who's sort of a guard leans on it, and there's a half elf behind the table. And goes, show her the key.
Yeah, sure. And I'll like proffer it to her.
They like go to take it. I assume you let go and let them.
Yeah, apprehensively I let it go.
And they take it. It's like, what are you doing with this? This is a room key. Someone give you that. You're not allowed to share room keys.
For all intents and purposes, it's mine. I think it used to belong to my mother, I suppose.
They sort of flick through a book and sort of very similar to the sort of the magic that appeared when Amelia did detect magic. Does sort of very similar thing to the key. You know, rings of magic appear and things just like. Yes, it was never returned. That explains it. Yes, well, this is property of the college. We were never able to get back into that room without the key.
Oh, really?
Now we can. And she literally, like, tucks it under the table. Like, into a drawer. And goes like, clunk.
Ah. So no one's been in there?
Well, we have our ways.
But it's out of use.
The room was out of use without a working key. Creating more keys is, well, it was not necessary. But it's none of your concern now. I do give the thanks of the college for returning it to us, returning college property, even after, 19 odd years is worthy, but still.
I'll gladly.
You do realize he's like only 19 years old, right?
Well, he said it was his. The guy's like, he said it was his father's.
Yeah. So you think he came all the way with the key just to give it to you and walk away like he was a well-behaved errand boy? That doesn't make much sense.
That would be the proper thing to do. Yes.
That makes no sense.
Well, you're a human. You wouldn't necessarily understand how things work in Bastilian.
I turn to Gil and say, wait, they can say that to us, but we can't say it to them?
That's not even a tiefling. This is a half-elf as well. But then to Haven,
Yeah.
Rules are complicated.
Like, well, you're a half-elf, which some would think is a half-wit.
While they're doing this, Ollie, can I sneak a look at the book? Is that page open where the room key would be?
Absolutely. It's not open, but they just closed it and they left sort of the bookmarks or tassel thing that was in it.
Okay.
Absolutely, give me like a perception check. And while you're doing that, it's like, if you have these complaints, you're more than welcome to discuss it with the head of the dormitories, but they are fully booked with the ball on tomorrow.
What you're saying is you can't help me fix the problem or get the person to fix the problem. So what you're saying is that you don't have a purpose here.
What problem? You have stolen key and it has now been returned.
I'm just going to go in. I'm going to start like going to like walk into the place. I'm trying to get
there's like a gazillion doors. You're going up the stairs into like the big...
Yeah. That's right. I'm more or less just trying to get his attention so he's like focused on me.
Great. You do that. Gilwyn, it is a big book and you're fairly sure there's sort of illusion magic glowing from the pages. It might be bigger than it looks. It might be like a sort of a TARDIS book, with like an infinite number of pages at a wild guess. Whoa, what the... I guess invaded by the Zargons for a second there? What was that?
I think the first thing I would do then is just think logically and go to F for Foxglove or something. Like,
you're just gonna flick through it while she doesn't.
The tassel.
The woman does not move.
Oh yeah, you said there was a tassel or something.
Yeah, there's a tassel. The woman is still sitting there. The guard sort of steps up and goes over, like, hey! You don't have permission to go up there. What are you, a simpleton? And like 2 other guards sort of approach from seemingly nowhere.
We came with our key to go to our room.
No, you came with a stolen key that has been returned.
It wasn't stolen.
It was
Tell me the
returned.
Tell me the name of the person who had the key. Please. You owe me that much. You could be without a key, I brought it back.
That's a persuasion roll.
I'm actually going to look to see if we could find somebody come to the... Like, you know what? Fuck it. This guard. I want to see what this guard looks like. And I'm trying to study him as I'm like arguing with him.
He is a tiefling wearing the sort of uniform, but it's a little more... It's not armored, it's just more for purpose than show, as in like, okay, it is a guard. Has a loot. How
tall is he?
Has a loot on the side. A good deal shorter than you, like 5'4". I don't know what heights. Shorter than you.
Sure. Sure. That's good.
Slightly greenish tinned white skin.
Mm-hmm.
Actually he's wearing a little sort of masquerade mask. Seems to have a spell
Erin-
book on the other side, actually. Yeah, that's a valid point. It would have a small, not like the size of like a big, like a sort of half-size spell book.
Erin is messaging in Skype if you have a 3-person overlay because she doesn't want to screw up
I don't have a 3-person overlay.
Because she's gonna have to bounce out to reset the software if you want her to speak anymore. Because this is totally a time where like she should be speaking.
She has
really
etiquette.
plumbing.
Just restart it real quick. It'll be fine. We've had so many things go wrong.
We're gonna have to type that back to her. I don't think she can hear us.
Do it then. I can't type. You know I can't type right now.
I'm gonna. So I'm like examining this guy or whatever. Dean, is there anything else you're doing over there?
I was trying to persuade the book person.
Yeah, they sort of like they sit down and I was like, yes, well, it does seem strange. The room belonged to a applicant named Lana Foxglove. Doesn't even reopen the book, just says it.
That's my mother. I assume she was a member of your college all those years ago.
Yes.
Would you mind if I just take like a quick... You can accompany me with as many guards as you wish. Can I just please take a look around that room?
I'm sorry, but that is not for me to decide. You'd have to talk that over with the head of the dormitories.
Can you tell me who the head of the dormitory is?
Well, like I said, he's not going to be able to talk to you for quite some time, but his name is Glow.
Glow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll wait.
Well, he'll be around tomorrow, but the ball will be on and you will not be here for the ball. So...
I have a feeling I'll be here for the ball.
Perhaps she just kind of ignores you. Like, listen to it for a bit, kind of ignores you, and then it goes, well, you have to talk that over with their assistant.
Okay.
I can have a meeting penned for you.
Sure.
Sort of write something down, and like, they're writing down on a piece of paper, and the words appear for a couple of seconds before disappearing. And then a little bit later, they reappear again, but like with different words.
Does it say the assistant's name on there?
No.
Okay.
I mean, maybe if it does for a second, it would be in Abyssal. So you would have...
I'm going to ask the guard they've been arguing with, be like, this Glow, I need to have a conversation with him about the way that you're handling this. What's your name? To the guard.
He has no dealings with me at all. If you
What's
want
your
to
name
talk to
anyways?
the guards, my name is none of your concern, commoner.
God damn it. I'm trying not to break character, even though I know what this character can do.
Are you knocking at the door?
No, I'm just thinking.
Think knock. Great.
Haven, it's okay. We'll sort this out.
This is... It makes sense that the Tower of Illusions would have a bunch of people using false identities.
But this is all above... This is a revered college of Bastilian.
I don't know, but I have to stop there because I like as it is right now. I feel like I'm semi-breaking character, even just trying to fucking figure something out.
So you let Gilwyn like grab you by the shoulder and pull you away?
Yeah, pull away.
You do sort of like,
don't worry.
You gonna go? You gonna go? And he's like a tiny dude with a.
Well, I was
spell
never like I'm gonna hit him. I was just more or less like, dude, what the fuck's your name? Like I want to report you, and he's like, I'm not even gonna give you your name, and I'm like, that is a terrible organization. Like
terrible people.
Like,
not necessarily
he's the
terrible
red one with the horns and the tail. Yes, I know he's greenish. Like oh, okay, like everybody else. He's the one wearing the blue outfit with the badge and the gun. Oh.
No, he ain't the police. Coolio. So you I imagine you pull away and maybe even step out of the like foyer.
Yeah.
Was that sort of happened? I kind of tried to fix Dean, but I can't.
So when we pull back
yeah.
away, I'll say to him, I'll be like, I can look like him, but if I don't know their names, it doesn't help.
You,
I can't we've done these tricks before when stealing treats and the likes when we were younger, ways to get in and out and get food. Sometimes someone would be starving to death, so we'd look like the masters or at least those that were the guards to get to places. But it helps to know their names. If you walk up to someone and they're like, hey Bob, and I don't know that I'm Bob, that's awful. And if I can't say hi Bridget because I don't know their name's Bridget, then my whole plan is to shit. So I can't even help you at all. I'm sorry, but we're probably gonna have to go back to your father and ask him for a letter.
Nope. Look, I'll figure this out. It's only been an hour or so. No one's gone into that room for the time being.
But we don't even have the key, so we can't get in.
Like I say, we'll figure it out.
This is complicated.
It's one thing to not let us into the building. It's another thing to be sealed out of the room.
So, Aaron, I don't know how much you missed,
All of it.
but
Very
had the
sorry.
key, goes to College of the Illusions. They're like, oh yes, that is our key. Thanks. And that's kind of where.
Well, we're not gonna. Did we give it to them?
Yeah, gave it to
You
them. They
gave it
took
to them?
it. Well, not me, but they gave it to them. They're like, this is our key. It's our stolen property. We need this. Goodbye now. You can't have our names. You can't know anything about us. You're not allowed.
Did
in
you
the
say it
building.
was left to you by your
Goodbye.
mother?
Yeah, they
I
did.
did.
They did go as far as to say, when they didn't want to, that it was her key. It was her room, and that they haven't been able to get in that room. Well, they haven't been able to use that room because they haven't got the main key. They also are busy preparing for a ball, and that there's a dog running around. There's an illusionary dog.
1 second.
And also the guard hate Haven.
Mm.
But it's mostly Haven's like, well, I need your name, and he's like, no, you don't. I'm not gonna give you my name.
Okay, we will work through the proper channels to solve this.
Yes.
However, the School of Illusion, this is my own personal prejudice talking. I'll be honest about that. But they're illusions. They're liars, and they might have just taken the key. So we can go through the proper channels to retrieve that.
How long do you think going through the proper channels will take?
Ollie, how long do you think it's gonna take?
So
3 years?
here's something that here's something you're aware of the College of Illusions, which you're thinking of way more now that you're here. They do a ball every other day, and it is a world-ending event each time. They don't have time for anything else because this is what they do. So
we just
all
have
the
to get into the
trying to
ball.
contact them through college politics will happen, but unless with your level of authority, it won't happen. It will happen so long. Gilwyn probably would have died. No, not that.
Gilwyn,
long, but a long time.
is there any way you can pull us away and get in there using your?
We tried doing that. I told them specifically who his
Tried
father was
that
and
thing.
showed the a writ proving the merit of my words, and they cast it aside like he isn't important, but he really is.
Well, then perhaps you can show them. Perhaps you can impress them.
Yeah. Well, then we need to talk to the heads, the organizers of the ball, right?
Glow.
I need.
Glow never said he was going to organize the ball. They just said that's what he's going to be busy.
He's the head. He's the head of the dormitory. Did you say? Yeah.
Yeah, which is one of those
I'd be
things
busy
where
with
it's it's important. It's not like he's the head of the college,
And I guess since I only know that guy's name, I'd probably go to Glow. Or at least pursue Glow. Maybe I'll need to... With the power of music, I will get into that room.
Power chord.
He's a bard. That's all they do, right?
Gilwin, if I might make a suggestion, instead of using your father's name, which will carry very little weight here, to be honest, in Bastilian, why not use your mother's?
Well,
She clearly has some influence here.
I have been using that for a while, but I thought in a place like this they might have known the Gallagher name. But yeah, definitely I'll use Foxglove. I'm glad to use that name. Okay. I'll go back to the front desk if that's okay.
Yeah, you try to go back in, and like both her and the guard that you've been talking to, the receptionist and the half-elf receptionist and the guard, are like talking to someone else who actually looks like a full-on like long green cloak mage. Like they have these horns that sweep out of the hood, and they sort of see you and then just dissipate, and then they turn like, oh, I'm sorry, I doubt that any more questions will be able to answer.
We believe his mother had connections with the college.
We know
Perhaps
she
you know
did.
of her?
Yes.
Well, then you would know that he's actually quite a talented magician himself. He's more than just a paltry bard. His words carry magic.
Well, that's
Perhaps
This
very...
is something I can vouch for.
Perhaps I could prove that I could be a good
Perform
addition
at
to the
the
ball.
Nothing else.
That would not be something you would head up with me. I am merely the person who checks the people who come and go through that door.
Who should we speak to then?
Well... She, like, gets out a different book. Like, this question is asked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And, opens it up and is like, well, most people who are attempting to to perform at the ball are graduates or trainees at the college. If you want to join otherwise, it is possible, but you would have to please Sparrow. Archmage Sparrow. And you can usually find Archmage Sparrow at one of the nearby taverns around. And she's also like checking the paperwork for the right name and the appearance. It's like, well, it's not that interesting a place, but it's called the Fashion Mouse.
The Fashion Mouse.
Fashion Mouse, fashionable mouse. Doesn't translate well into your tongue.
So it's like the Snazzy Rat or something like that. Gotcha. I'll turn around and walk away.
Thank you for your time.
Like, one of those, like, bows, like, polite, but, like, you did take up a lot of time. Even though you didn't really. Like, this whole thing was, like, 5 minutes. But, you know. That's like...
I want to speak to your manager.
That's, you didn't! I want to speak to you... You all did!
What's your name?
Which, of course, is the only way to deal with this kind of, like, bureaucracy, but, you know.
You can tell Scott's American, because that's the first thing he did.
The last
I
time...
was trying to just do a distraction so you can get in the book because he specifically
that
mentioned the
worked.
tassel with the open. But
Aside from she didn't leave.
Yeah.
The only time I pulled that shit with Scott, like in a game, he made RPC sit outside in a line for like 2 days. To speak with someone.
That's a good idea. I might keep that on mind. But yeah, they give you that name of Archmage Sparrow. Amelia can immediately tell you Archmages are people who have graduated to college and then kept working at them for so long they're going to total Archmage. You can connect that dot. You know, it's highly important peeps.
That skill just tenured.
Yeah. Well, you know, more 50-50 depending on the person.
I'll look for this Fashion Mouse.
Go ahead,
Tavern.
give me a investigation roll.
Well, I can imagine I can just tell him where it is.
I don't know if you would know where it is unless you've been to parties up here, which I don't think you would have.
No, but I'll help him.
Now, your help is actually very thankful here, because if you didn't say you'd help him, he'd have disadvantage, because he can't read the signs.
Yeah.
Because they're in Infernal. But you find that there's this building that has a painting of a sort of cartoonish, like, anthropomorphized mouse with like a waistcoat and like a top hat and like very nice little painting actually. It's very clean despite actually Bastilian isn't that dirty a city despite what you might think. But it's just pristinely displayed on the side of his tavern.
I imagine it has to be clean, otherwise one gust of wind and your McDonald's wrapper is dropping down 15 stories.
If McDonald's came anywhere, it would come here.
Yeah.
Because
they just burn them calories.
It's actually pretty good.
So you see, it's called the fancy mouse, and it's a bit of a joke because fancy is, in the mnemonic term for it is, and I give off the mnemonic term for it. It refers to kind of like a demon fancy, you know, like how a devil would appear, and so it's a bit of a juxtaposition. That's why it doesn't quite translate. Yeah, so it's a mouse, and so it's silly.
Awesome. And you enter in, and it's a much larger place than the place you went anywhere else. It's clearly of a higher standing. There's actually sort of a doorman, but it's one of those things where you would have taken off your warm coats and things because there's enough heat here that you kind of... Also, you're going through colleges, you don't want to look like you're trekking in from the mountain. You actually all look reasonable enough, even Melody, probably because of the company she's with. Maybe they like the dog. But you're absolutely allowed in this place, and it is a wide open music venue, more than a tavern. Yes, there's this kitchen in the side where you can see actually just a bunch of drinks and bottles on the wall that make their own sort of decoration. But there's a large stage where actually a few bards are playing right now. There's not a whole lot of people here. A couple of people are having drinks. It appears you came at not... Actually, it's getting quite late. So I will say there's actually quite a few people here. I forgot that you've spent basically all day wandering around, being very productive. There's actually quite a few people here listening to the performance, giving it a lot more respect. It's not like a tavern where it's like they're talking over it. Any conversation is in hushed whispers. They're listening to the music, really, really respecting it. More like when your father was performing and people were just sitting and watching and listening to the songs. And the song that's being sung right now is in Elvish, actually. I don't know if you don't speak Elvish, do you, Gilwyn?
Mm-mm.
No. But you
I know a little bit.
Yeah, the thing is, you know Elvish through song, because Elvish is one of the most beautiful languages for songwriting. Nearly everyone agrees, aside from dwarves. They just like their style. Yeah, exactly. And there's a couple of things, like there's
too pitchy.
Yeah, exactly. And this is very, very different sort of atmosphere you come in from the snow into. This nice, warm, almost quiet despite the music. You can tell that everything here has a richness to it, like the wood is old and well treated and everything is beautiful, but not garishly beautiful. It's almost a homely sort of beautiful.
I will...
What's that, man? What are you giggling at? Oh.
Again, homely.
Stop using the English language wrong, America.
It does have a different meaning.
I know, but
You say homely beautiful, and I'm thinking like, just like an attractive, trashy person. And I'm like, nice.
Well, tieflings. And you know what?
Go on.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to stand on a desk, on a table. I'm going to pull out my lute. And I'm going to do a performance.
While the other people are playing?
Yes. I'm going to try and do it as loud and as garish as I can.
And I will find the person we're supposed to be looking for.
Alright. Go ahead.
Do you have any magics to enhance that? Like something that can like pierce the sound of theirs to
There are multiple spells available. I don't think Gilwyn has them because he's not that kind of spellcaster. He's not going to have Unearthly Chorus or something like that, are you? There's a spell, Unearthly Chorus, that's like basically gives you backing songs and stuff like that. And then I've got another spell that's very similar that I've added to my spell book of custom spells. But no, you don't do that sort of thing.
I climbed through mountains like Kilimanjaro to find the man in green, and his name is Sparrow.
Alright, performance roll. Go ahead.
I am Gilwyn Foxglove, and I am here to obtain my mother's love.
Can you rhyme glove and love?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Of course
Yes, you can.
No, it's not the same word. You
No, it's
fool.
not the same word. They're two very different words.
They're the same word.
No.
No.
One just has a gl in front of it.
It makes it a different word. That's how language works, you American. You make this performance. And there's the people playing. There's like a couple of people over there on the other side of their tavern who are playing their music, and it's great. But it doesn't have the heart. It doesn't have the richness. And you start playing this, and you're not even singing. You're more playing, and then you have these very powerful, brief verses, and then I imagine there might even be some more, or maybe there aren't. Maybe that's it.
That's it.
And the people turn. You're stood on a table on the back of the tavern. And people turn, and like in first, they're appalled. This is just complete rudeness to nobility of this place. But then, especially when you finish, there's a very slow one person clapping, and then more. And then a rapturous applause for the amount of people in the room, and let's say there's round about 15, not counting the two bards on the thing who sort of get into an argument over this. And then one stands up. They were wearing sort of regular clothes that then transform into the beautiful limeish green robes of the College of Illusion. A tiefling woman who is sort of further in age. Tieflings age a little differently to others, but is clearly, starting to show signs of several decades in life, and many rings and things, but not a crazy amount of fancy, in a sort of brownish skin tone, and just looks up at you and just claps long after everyone else is done. Just continues clapping, and I think that's where we're going to stop today.
Okay.
With that, what a fun little time we had, even though everything went wrong.
Sorry.
No, you're not the first thing that went wrong. Why don't we start our circle of shame with Erin? How are you?
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm good. I'm Erin. I am here on Wednesdays and also on Scott's channel earlier
The
in the day.
returning champion.
I am on the Eberron stream on Fridays. Also on Scott's channel. Which is super fun. And yeah, that's just me.
Yep.
I can't wait for that session. I said I can't wait for that. Assuming no more trump cards get dropped, I can't wait for that session.
Yeah, and the cool thing is like we planned to do this season of Jarviskjir quite a while ago, like a long time before we did, and Erin couldn't be around, so we like writ Amelia out. But like, I also quite like that, the party had a bit of time without her, and she had a bit of time without the party.
Yeah, it was nice.
She's one of those people that like, a lot of the other people, if you left them on their own, they would just sort of like do nothing. But Amelia like actually did stuff on her own, which is funny. Shows the strength of character or type of
I
character.
think she's way higher level than us now as well.
Yeah, she's just like just gonna
from-
drop like a finger of death on someone.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I just consume their soul. Don't worry about it.
And then next week we should have Neil as well, so we'll have the whole gang back together, which won't go wrong at all. Look, it could have been worse.
Listen, if Neil was there, we could have had a better distraction for
That's
you.
true. You would have had a way better distraction play, but you got to realize, people in the foyers don't know shit.
But if we had Amelia, we
But
would
the
have also
books!
been more successful there too.
The books. But if you stole a book like that, they'd know.
Whoa. You have to steal it. You have to get into it. Right?
Speaking of getting into it, Dean!
Hi, I'm
Hey.
Dean. On Friday, we have a new Judge Mathis coming out. It's Blood Omen 2, which is like the black sheep of the Legacy of Kain series.
Oh, Legacy of Kain!
Yes. So on Friday, go over to Judge Mathis. I edit it, by the way, which is why I'm plugging a completely different channel.
Yes.
It's just comedy and games and comedy.
And
like
good
you haven't
editing.
seen that before. Thanks.
It is.
Good editing.
You gotta give credit where credit's due. It's at least half the humor.
More than.
I'm being nice. I'm still trying to get into good books.
With
And
Mike, Eh.
You don't want to be in these good books.
Oh no.
Dean Cutty everywhere. Literally everywhere. Just type Dean Cutty in any search bar and you'll find me.
I'm gonna do it right now in my computer.
That actually probably will. You know what? I'm going to do that too. That's probably going to come up with something.
Hey, actually, yeah. Hey.
I spelled it wrong. Dean Cutting or
I see
Dean
my
Curry
face.
or
I
Dean
Googled
City
Dean
Farm.
Cutty and my face popped up.
That's weird. My computer, despite having hundreds of pictures of people's faces, apparently doesn't. Apparently, I never named one of them your name. Speaking of faces, Ian. Had a little quiet session today, aside from some really cool spellcasting and stuff. Which I guess is Melody, really.
Melody in a city doesn't really work. Bureaucracy.
They have a park.
Bureaucracy. Yeah, I need to figure out a way to get her more into sessions like this, really. But yes, I am Ian Arvine. I am apart from Ollie, with no Neil here, I am the most experienced person of Jarviskjir. If you want to see more of my adventures, subscribe to Ollie on Patreon. You can just follow on Twitter, but then you're getting all the updates a week late, and who'd want that? So subscribe to him on Patreon. Other than that, I'm just some random nerd.
But he's lovely.
He's a lovely chap. After that, someone who is not a lovely chap.
Nope.
Delric.
Google Delric, you'll find me. But fuck
Not
that.
always.
Yo, yeah, literally do it right now.
Oh,
Google
well, now
Delric.
you have your website, yeah.
Even beyond that, like, I'm just there. You can't get rid of me.
Wow.
Lost
Wow.
Initiative tonight, 9 p.m. EST. Mathis Games is going to be the storyteller, game master, we're going to call it for this series. I'm PCing with a handful of other cool people, Zero Doxy, Lord Minion, and Maggie. It's Margaret Crone. So come on over there and watch us use the Force. That's my...
You can also, controversial other opinion, sleep, which is what I'm going to do.
Sleep? No.
Yeah, probably. Because I need sleep. Because I'm Ollie, and I do, like, a bunch of things, and I'm, like, behind on a bunch of things because the trees are exploding with pollen, and I don't like it. But I do this here every Wednesday, more or less. I'm also on Scott's other shows, whether I like it or not, where we're going to have some Eberron stuff where just... These guys are better at diplomacy than the Eberron crew, just, like, a lot. Like, if you put that challenge of bureaucracy, if you put that challenge of bureaucracy in front of the Friday crew, people are gonna die.
Like, because literally should go, you're not gonna let me in the room? You're not gonna let me in the room? Lightning bolt!
Yeah,
exactly. Who's thinking that way now? A city of magic? I am magic. Lightning bolt. Bring it on.
And I also do other stuff. Like Ian said, there is a series that does the Monday games in recap. I'm a little behind on it because I've been sick, but that's okay. Really, I do a lot of chill things. I do chill streams where I'm playing America Simulator 2018, also known as Far Cry 5. I also probably want to change it up soon and probably do something else for a couple of days.
Maybe change up that joke. It's been a while.
It's not a joke, it's true.
That's the thing.
It's like...
It's literally a simulator in America. Simulating Montana. I don't tell jokes, I tell truths.
I enjoyed the joke.
It looks like Scott's playing some other sort of simulator right now.
It's actually Dean Cutty.
No!
Yes.
But yeah, I also like art. I sometimes do art, and that's on my Twitter. And you should join us in the Discord. And you should also support me on Patreon. Because when I'm sick and tired, I like to look at money coming in, and that makes me feel better. And also, you can create NPCs for this show if you support the Patreon at a certain level, and you should totally do that because actually there's none right now because the people who do support haven't given me any ideas, and there's no one here created to kill Scott. That seems to be the trend. And if you're like, man, I hate Scott's character, I want it done. If you're like, I want to make a love interest for Melody, go ahead. You know, we'll work on it together. You know.
Whoa! I just did that.
Really?
So,
Just because he dumb,
do you want to?
don't mean you can go off canoodling.
You want to ruffle my bush?
All right, we're done for
Wanna
today.
grow my
We'll be
tree?
back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. BST for more Dungeons and Dragons and such. And all of this will be on the YouTubes, and you can find it all there. Ollie Smith Art at YouTube, or yeah, that's more or less it.
You are frank today, Jesus.
I always do that.
Mickey Mouse.
It's my show, Scott. I get to talk about myself.
Blah blah blah.
All right.
Mickey Mouse is having a nasty divorce with Minnie Mouse.
What?
And Mickey spoke to the judge about the separation. And
Oh.
the judge said, "I'm sorry, Mickey, but I can't legally separate you two on the grounds that Minnie is just."
No, I didn't say she was crazy. I said she's fucking goofy. There we go. There's the punchline. There we are. We're done now. Go home.